Welcome back to tonight's special edition of WIS Primetime. We are continuing our sit down with the sister senators, as they are now known here in South Carolina. Big thanks to our technical team for working out our audio issue. Senator Sandy Senn is joining us virtually. Senator Senn, before we move into talking about the Profile and Courage Award, we just wanted to hear from you about the personal impact that this debate had on you.
I will have to tell you, I will be going into my 8th year. And last year was the absolute toughest. I mean, to take up the single topic issue of abortion 3 times, it almost dominated every other issue that the state had, was really tough. And especially it caused friction between, us and our colleagues. And we generally all like each other. But this thing coming up time and time again, and some of us feeling personally affronted, it was pretty tough, but I was confident in my vote. I voted the same way in 2016, and so and in 2020, and I'm confident that where I stand is good enough. I'm at 12 weeks. Other people, I think Tim Scott was at 19 weeks. Some of my sister senators are later, but it's very tough to come to a decision like that, and I think that that's just the best middle of the road place that I know how to be that is reasonable.
And ultimately, these efforts coming together across the aisle in many ways, coming to a consensus here, it earned the JFK Profile and Courage Award, which we saw some of the video there earlier on from that night. What did it mean to be able to be honored in that way, in that venue, for just the ability to work across party lines?
Well, first, it was a fairy tale night, something that we never foresaw coming. Never in a million years would we have thought that we would be the selected few. I mean, there hardly anybody has gotten that award, and it is a bipartisan award with a bipartisan board. We did put our necks out there. There's no doubt about it, and we're paying the price now. I already have 3 opponents lined up, and my sisters, I'm sure, do or will. In fact, the guy that was running for Republican Party chair, he didn't win, thankfully, said the first thing he wanted to do was get rid of the 3 Republican women. So, there's only 5 of us now, 6 hopefully in the Senate come November. Actually, there was a special election, so our numbers are picking up. We don't want them to decrease, but I can tell you this: I wouldn't have changed my vote for anything, and the award was awesome. It was just sort of like the cherry on top.
Senator Senn, thank you so much for your time and bearing with us while we worked out those technical difficulties. Our time is going quickly. We're going to have you all back on. We got about 3 minutes left, but I do want to hear from each of you about this award. Senator Gustafson, I can't get that out tonight. I'm sorry. But talk to me about what it meant to you personally to be recognized. I mean, this is a really prestigious honor.
I personally can't think of a bigger one.
Yeah.
And I've been feeling very overwhelmed by it. It's definitely an honor of the lifetime. And for me, I know people watching, and y'all don't know my personal story, but for me personally, it was a real validation of my lifelong effort to try to do the right thing. And I felt very validated in that. And I also think it's a positive catalyst moving forward in South Carolina, because it brought a positive sunshine spotlight on good things, how we can do things well. And I think everyone in South Carolina should be proud that we've been recognized for our political courage, even if we don't agree.
Right, right.
And I think whenever you talk about something in the political climate nowadays, when you talk bipartisan, it almost sounds like a foreign word.
Right.
It's such a politically charged time. I just wonder, does that take a toll on you personally to be serving in a time like that? Because certainly a lot of pressures from even your own party to stand forward and to put your position out there. I mean, it's got to be very difficult. It's got to impact you each in a different way.
It does. I mean, and I think the fact that the women in the South Carolina Senate work so well together, though. I think whatever issue it is, I mean, we certainly don't agree on how this issue will end. We've all got different ideas, but we work together on other issues, and we will continue to do that. we're going to get pressure. You know, it's like Senator Sen said, we'll all have opposition, you know, next year, and that's okay because it's not our seat.
Right.
It's the people's seat. And that's okay if somebody wants to run against us, but they better be working really hard, is all I got to say. But that's fine. But, you know, we're going to continue to work. Next year, we're going to have issues, whether it's human trafficking, whether it's drugs, whether it's, you know, something about domestic violence, whatever it is, we're going to work together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those are issues that men weren't even talking about before the women got there. So you get rid of us, and they're going to quit talking about it. So, you know, they better think about that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Senator McLeod, again, I apologize that we're so short on time. It just went by so quickly. We definitely will have to have you all back, but we've got to give you the final word here as we talk about what resonated with me as we saw the video a moment ago, was that we had women from different parts of South Carolina. We had women from different walks of life.
Right.
And we had women from different races on the national stage representing this state. What did that moment mean to you?
It was a moment that before us, only 60 people in the world had felt. And that was just, I mean, as she said, it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
It still is. I mean, I still sit and just try to digest everything that, all the love, all of the, you know, just the kudos that we received from people all over the country who came and stood in line and waited to meet us and shake our hands and say thank you. I'm still getting
Cards.
cards,
Yeah.
thank you cards saying, you know, thank you for standing up for women and
My
girls in
goodness.
South Carolina. And it means everything. It is, and I'm speaking for me, but it is definitely the biggest award and biggest honor of my political life.
Well,
And
I think you're speaking for all of
I'm
us.
speaking for all of us.
I was going to say, I have a
Yes.
feeling you're speaking for all of your senator
Yes.
sisters. We have to thank you all, and I think it's such a great example, regardless of where you stand politically, to stand with respect and courage and conviction,
Yes.
and to do that in a way that makes yourself and your state proud. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you for having
We
us.
appreciate it.
You bet. All right, plenty more after the break.